going through some notes with somebody and we were talking about waste and doing waste walks, and actually I thought, I haven't done a waste walk on my work in quite a while. Now I try to have a lens of waste and a practice of eliminating waste all the time, and I'm always looking at it with a fine tooth comb. But actually, purposely taking a part of your work and going through a waste walk is a whole different experience. So since I look at what's changed in my work, well, working from home is a big change. I would typically work in my office maybe 1 or 2 days a month and be on the road working out of my bag most of the time. So I thought, let's do a waste walk on my morning routine in my office and see what we can find. So here's some of those things. So let's start with, one of the things I do is make a morning espresso. And I'm going to have one waste for each of the 7 types of waste just to share. I would typically actually like to go sit outside and enjoy an espresso while I go through some notes. I might have some papers to review, maybe some reading I want to do, and it's a great way for me to start a portion of my day. So, but I would carry multiple things outside. Sometimes it would take more than one trip, and so I have the waste of transportation until I added this little tray. Now I can kind of get everything together I need. Interestingly, if I didn't follow the waste of transportation, I would end up introducing the risk of defects because I'd try to carry too much at once and happen to have actually broken some mugs. So this little tray helps me with the waste of transportation and a big part of my morning routine. Have the waste of motion here because I actually enjoy hand grinding. This is an interesting point. I have an automatic grinder, but I enjoy the ritual. So as the customer of my own process here, it's part of my value add. But we look at the waste of motion. I have this tiny little scoop. It takes 2 scoops instead of 1 to fill up my grinder. And, that's waste of motion. If I had 1 scoop and I did that every single day or sometimes twice a day, that's a lot of seconds that actually start to add up into minutes over a year. Not groundbreaking, right, but real time. And I simply haven't found the right scoop yet to eliminate that waste, but that waste has been identified. We carry on into the office, and over here I have a stand-up desk where I do some of my work, and I have the waste of waiting. This is an older laptop, and so I turn it on, and it takes a little while. And so standing here, it starts to introduce the waste of waiting. So I simply come here first and turn it on. Then I go over to my other desk, and by the time I've started up this is finally ready. And so I can introduce or eliminate that waste of waiting for my device to finally start up. Now come over to the actual other desk where I have a few other wastes to share. One is the waste of overproduction, and this is the elimination of it. I used to print everything that I needed to review, and I'd stack it up here, and it'd have a whole bunch of papers that I need to review. That's the waste of overproduction, producing something sooner than is needed. Now I simply only print something. I put a link to the file in my Kanban board, and when I am ready to review it, that's when I print it. Coming up to my main screen, I have a few more wastes. One is inventory. I used to actually have 3 different Chrome browsers open with a total of 20 or 30 tabs. Everything I might need in a week's time. And that was just excess inventory that also introduced excess waste. So I narrowed it down to the 5 tabs that I really use almost every hour. Now defects is, let me go to overprocessing first. Overprocessing, if I look at myself as my own customer, I have my Kanban board and the tasks I have. So doing tasks that I don't need to do, that I am not the right person to do, is the waste of overprocessing for me as my own customer. So I've actually gotten better at going through my list and delegating more tasks. And finally, defects. It's always easy to start your day in your inbox, which means you're not likely to work on your most important priority. So I've actually ordered my tabs in what my tabs are calendar. I look at my calendar first. I look at my Kanban board second, and then I look at my email third. And that reduces the defect of not working on the most important thing. Finally, I also have my Miro boards up and my drive up. So there you have it. There's the 7 waste out of my morning routine. Not profound, not going to make a huge difference in my work, but again, every once in a while, you've got to take a proactive look, find waste, and hopefully these small examples will help you find waste in your own work. Thank you, and good luck.